I love this point you're making about how we judge ourselves. It used to be you'd have a faith and you would be judging yourself against the principles of your faith. And then the left said that's not a good thing because all faiths have flaws in it. I'm a Catholic. I'm constantly frustrated with where the Catholic Church is at any given moment. So what's the alternative? Well, it seems like there's a couple. There's one is we all just create our own faith. You have the Dave Rubin faith and I have the Alex Marlow faith, and we all just wing it. That seems pretty risky because there's a lot of bad people out there, and if they're creating their own faith, that doesn't sound like a good option. Or there's the reality that we have now, which is the woke left have created their own sort of religion, and if you are not woke enough, now past, present, or future, you're getting judged and you're potentially getting canceled.
Oh yeah, well, I love this idea. My friend Peter Boghossian, who's been on the show a few times, who wrote a book, by the way, called A Manual for Creating Atheists. So you can tell what this guy's line of thinking is. He's a professor of philosophy at Portland State, and he's protested every day and hounded off campus and everything else. But he was the first one that started saying that idea, that as far as I had heard it, about that wokeism as a religion in effect.
Yes,
because you have to be totally devoted to it. But what's worse is, you know this from being a Catholic. I certainly know this from being a Jew, and most people in any faith understand that, religion is a constant struggle between sort of dogma and new ideas. It's a struggle between, in many ways, conservatism and liberalism. But generally speaking, if you're a Catholic or if you're a Jew, you could pick a position that isn't exactly in line with everything that Catholicism teaches or Judaism teaches, and most people won't say, okay, you're out of the church or you're no longer a Jew.
Right.
Wokeism is actually very different than that. Wokeism is you got to sign up for these 10 things and never leave them. But not only that, you have to sign up for them the second we all sign up for them. So whatever is the new woke idea of the day, you have a pretty short window on when you can accept it as true. And there's a fundamental reason for that. And the reason is that basically on the right, you have people who, as I said before, believe in individual rights. That's a pretty good bedrock idea to start building up from. Now, it doesn't mean that they all act on those ideas appropriately or restrain government the way they should or any of those things, but it's a bedrock principle that sort of brings these ideas together. The left no longer has a unifying principle. The only principle, as far as I can tell, that the left has is that you can use your power to create a government to control other people. That's pretty much it. That government is the answer to everything, and that pretty much everyone who doesn't believe that is a bad guy. And I think it's a deeply flawed way of thinking. It's deeply dangerous. And by the way, it's not new, right? I mean, there's a reason that communism and socialism and the big government projects of the last several hundred years have killed millions and millions of people, where free market capitalism doesn't do that.